You're tuned in to the Binge It Babe podcast with your host, me, Candace Estelle. All right, babes, let's get binging. Hey, hi, hello, and how are you, babes? It's week 3 of our wonderful holiday Christmas series with my Buddy Gott, who is a fellow podcaster and writer. And today we're going to be talking about the amazing, wonderful live action The Grinch movie.
Which is one of my all-time favorite Christmas movies. It's ever since, well, Candace knows this. I haven't seen it. I
Yes.
have not watched it. I'm thrilled to be here, though. I've
He
loved
was
doing these
supposed to
shows with
watch
you.
it, and he didn't tell me until the day we're filming that he didn't get a chance to because it's not streaming anywhere.
It's
And
not right
that
now.
is the pinnacle of the issues with streaming, right? Is that they kind of get to be in charge.
Yeah, and it stinks because my wife and but let me just say that a little more clearly. My wife Lisa and I were just talking about this the other day, where we pay for so many different things, Max, Netflix, Paramount, Peacock, all these different things. You would think Showtime, a couple other things. You would think that anything we could possibly want to watch would be on one of these things that we are paying for. But it seems like 2-3 times a month, it'll be like, nope, not available anywhere. So you either have to rent it or find things elsewhere.
Let me look it up.
And I figured it's going to be this movie will be streaming somewhere pretty soon. So unless you save the day for me right now.
Yeah, let me see. You could have gotten it from Amazon or Apple, but not for free.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah.
I thought maybe I'd have to pay for it. And
Yep. $2.99. So apparently, viewer, we weren't worth $2.99.
I'm sorry.
I've switched the outfit. Today
Oh, I love it.
Christmas sweater. We got jingle bells. The cats are playing with yarn. They're coming out of a little present that's got bows on it.
My
It's
gosh.
wonderful.
That
It's
is
also
wonderful.
incredibly hot.
I think it's probably worth it though, because you look wonderful in that. That's just fantastic.
You know why? Because it's the most wonderful time of year.
It is the most wonderful time of the year. Even more so since I'm with one of my very, very good friends doing this. So
Yay! Now, I have kept the light on green because red, you didn't hear me say that, but I said is the mute button. But this is as festive as I can be. I could go back and forth.
I have a green cup to go with my red shirt. Well,
I have my Snoopy cup and my Woodstock spoon still.
nice.
So yeah, we're decked out in as much holiday as we can holiday right now. I've got the hat on, which I just don't feel like is sitting right, but it is what it is. I can't do anything about it. So this
It's worth
episode will, I
controlling.
guess, be a little bit weird because you haven't seen the movie. So it'll probably also be shorter.
This is true. I mean, I'm obviously familiar with the movie. I have seen the animated uh, Grinch Christmas special that I guess came out in probably the 1960s. I think it came out around the same time that you had Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer and the Charlie Brown Christmas and all those. It seemed like there was an influx of those that were made in the like mid to late 60s. And while I had seen the Grinch, I can't say it was ever one of my all-time favorites, which may have been why I did not go to the theaters to see the Jim Carrey movie. But I love Jim Carrey, and I take it you probably loved him in this.
I love Jim Carrey and everything he does. As we've discussed, Jim Carrey and Tom Hanks are my dad because they brought me the most comfort and laughs and love in my childhood.
Oh,
So
that's
for
wonderful.
me, they both mean quite a bit to me, and I absolutely love this movie. I do believe I saw it in theaters. It was probably something I did for my birthday because my birthday is 2 days before Christmas. So I adore this movie, and I actually haven't seen the newer one where like it's animated, but it's weird. It's the 3D animation,
Is
the
that
one
the
that
what?
Benedict Cumberbatch is
I was
in.
just going to say, I just looked it up the other day, and I was surprised to hear that he had voiced the Grinch in this movie from
Hmm.
2018, I believe.
Yep, yep. So I didn't watch that one because, you know, for me, the Jim Carrey one is the best, right? It's perfect. It's nostalgia. It's wonderful. Um, and I watched it as a child. So it means a little bit more to me. Now, you haven't seen it. So what I'll tell you is that Jim Carrey had to go through CIA intensive training for like torture
Oh,
be-
oh,
because of the Grinch suit and makeup. It took
really?
so long, so many hours to put him in the makeup that he felt like he was being buried alive, and he almost quit doing the movie because of that. So Ron
Really?
Howard had to bring in CIA trainers or whatever to teach him what to do. And
Oh,
they taught him breathing techniques and things to help him calm down and feel okay because he felt like he was being tortured. One moment, please.
yeah. Hey, everybody.
I'm right here. The other thing that they told him to do was smoke. They
Oh, are you
had him
serious?
ripping cigs because the cigarettes kept him calmer. Now,
Are
I'm
you
not going to smoke, but I bought myself some candy cigarettes for this
are
episode.
you
So here you
serious?
go.
Wow, you are a dedicated podcast host.
Here we go. Look at my little my candy cigarette
My
box.
gosh. I was worried for a second. I'm like, oh, I didn't think you were a smoker, but no, it's a candy cigarette.
It's candy. Hold on one second. My dog just hit my camera. Oh,
Uh-oh.
okay. It's not going to go back. Let
Now, I
me.
wish I had been addicted to those for decades rather than cigarettes like I actually had been, but you were so,
It does look like a cigarette from far
it
away.
totally does. Yeah.
It's candy, you guys.
Is it
Don't
tasty?
worry.
I didn't even know they still sold candy cigarettes. That's fun.
They do at vintage shops.
I love vintage shops. I love finding like vintage candy.
See, I love vintage candy.
Oh, I
I
love
got my
like
sweater
puffs
at a
and tea
vintage
bars.
shop. I've got my candy cigarettes. I bought these sunglasses at a vintage shop in the States when I went back a couple months ago.
Oh, nice. Oh, those are you, my friend.
I know. I had way too much fun.
We see them all the
And
time.
then what's your favorite vintage candy?
Charleston Chew.
Okay,
Familiar with
mine
them?
is a squirrel nut zipper.
And there was a band called Squirrel Nut Zippers. I remember. Maybe I didn't. Maybe they were named after the candy. I never knew there was a candy called that.
It's really good. It's like a peanut butter based one. I like those. I love like bit of honey, but I'm a
Mm.
sucker for taffy.
Oh, I love taffy.
And taffy doesn't exist here in Europe because they're, I don't
Wow.
know, fascists. I probably shouldn't say that because they were fascist in Europe at some point, but
Now, I am very fortunate in that I don't live too far from the ocean, so
mm-hmm.
and there's all kinds of taffy places down there. And
Is
so,
saltwater taffy?
matter of
Mail
fact,
me
in
some.
Bethany Beach, Delaware, for example, yeah, there's all kinds of yeah saltwater taffy. That's like you. I'm a sucker for that.
I love taffy.
Yeah.
I was in the
What's your favorite
States
kind?
in early October and
Mhm.
I went to a vintage shop and then I immediately went to a candy store that sells like old timey candy and newer candy and it had like a whole taffy wall. And I was
Nice.
with my best friend, who I haven't ribbed in a couple of days, but are you watching these? If you're not, I'll know because I talk shit about you. So you need to respond. Um, and by talking crap about her, I more mean just that I say, if you're watching this, I'll know because you'll mention the fact that I've mentioned you. But she never has. Um, Anyway, her and I went to a candy store, and she's one of those people who's annoying because she's like, I don't actually like sweets. If I really am craving something sweet, I'll have like some honey or an apple. And I'm always like, so being with her in a candy store was really annoying. She bought a water,
You bought a
and
what?
I bought a lot of taffy and some tamarindo candy.
Oh.
Anyway, we won't talk crap about her. I know you love me and I love you, but you need to get it together. Um, we'll talk about the Grinch.
Yeah.
Now, this will be weird, like I said, because you haven't seen it. So I told you the CIA thing. I showed you my tiny candy cigarettes, which I find hilarious. I'm gonna save some of these for later because one is enough for me for the day. I'm not a huge smoker. Um,
That's a good.
And so yeah, apparently Jim Carrey was like a pack a day smoking, like ripping cigs between like just lighting the next
Wow.
one with one while he was filming because he was so miserable, and you
Wow.
couldn't pay $2.99 to make that worth it for him?
Well, now I feel bad. Gosh, I am gonna go and pay 2.99 just for Jim.
For you, Jim, we know that you're struggling with the finances. I love Jim Carrey so, so, so much, and
I've
everyone's
been a
like, "He's
big fan.
gotten weird," and I'm like, "Good, I love it. He should be whoever he wants to be, and I will continue to like him unless it's sexual assault, harassment, or he murders someone for no reason." That's right, no reason. If he has a reason, probably agree with him.
Yeah. And it doesn't seem like Jim's doing quite as much now. I thought I heard somewhere that he was like semi-retired, but
Yeah, 2 years ago, he said, "Unless I get a script that's as good as, like, The Angels passed it down, I'm probably gonna be retired." But then right at they just announced that he's gonna be in Sonic the Hedgehog 3, and everyone's like, "Man,
oh
this
yeah.
script better be amazing," and I was like, "That's amazing."
I haven't seen. I guess he was in the first one, right? But not the
He's in
second
the
one.
first 2, he's Doctor Robotnik.
Okay, I haven't seen him yet, but I,
Sonic the Hedgehog is actually, I'm a fan of the movie. For one, he does an excellent job as Doctor Robotnik, well, it's Jim Carrey, he's not gonna do a bad job.
yeah, he's great.
But, Ben Schwartz is who plays Sonic. Did you
Oh,
ever
okay.
watch Parks and Rec?
Yes, yes.
He's John Ralphio.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Wonderful job. You've got James Marsden in there. His wife is someone who I know, and I'm blanking on entirely right now. Um
I like James
But
Marsden.
they're really, really cute. Sonic the Hedgehog happens to be the first and only movie I've ever seen in 4DX. It was before the pandemic happened.
Hmm.
Um, have you ever seen a movie in 4DX?
I don't think so. And what's interesting is I think that came out like in 2020, like right as the pandemic was starting, and we had tickets to see it in the theaters, but then we couldn't go because things started getting bad. So,
Yeah.
but no. So what is it? 4DX?
Yeah, do you know what 4DX is?
I'm not sure. Why don't you tell me?
So, it's kind of like if IMAX was also, virtual reality, like, without you wearing the goggles, but your chair will move, it can vibrate, it can, bend you around. Do you remember those old, virtual reality roller coasters that are in the mall where you'd get into, the
Yeah,
little
yeah,
black
yeah,
box
yeah.
and it'll move and stuff?
Oh,
It's a
wow.
lot like that. It can rain or thunder and the lights can change. They
Oh,
have little, scent canisters for some of the movies, so, scents can be put into the air
oh,
and
I had
you'll
no
feel
idea.
steam, water on your face, all of these things, right? It's
You saw it
really
like
cool.
that.
Okay, now children, leave this episode because in a very adult way, while I'm watching this children's movie, Sonic the Hedgehog, um, the chair vibrated every time Sonic ran. That's the whole movie that I just sat on a vibrator, basically.
So you have fairly fond memories of seeing this.
Movie, I don't know why anyone would have to complain, I had a great time.
Oh
I
my.
was sitting there and I was just like, "Oh my god." There might be a slight, Pavlov thing going on there for why I like the movie so much. I have seen it since, I still like it, but I've got some fond memories.
Oh my gosh. Your face
I
is red
almost
right now, which suits the whole Christmas theme we have going on.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I know, I can tell how red I am. I almost went to go see Twisters in 4DX,
Oh
and, I was just like, "I'm not gonna do that. I can't
my.
Glenn's there, that's embarrassing enough." I don't I haven't seen another 4DX movie because it was it was awesome, but that was a weird choice because they didn't have a lot of interaction because it was Sonic, so it's not as, action-packed, I bet for Twisters, I heard the chairs were moving crazy, actually like this and everything. But for Sonic, all they would have was the vibration. You're muted.
Am I really? Okay.
Oh, you're back.
Okay. Yeah.
No, you sound super far away.
Oh, okay. Let's see if I can. Give me a second then. I'm gonna try to do something.
Sure, sure. We'll just talk about how I got turned on at the Sonic the Hedgehog movie and then take a quick break. Oh, this is Christmas cheer if there ever was any.
And can you hear me?
Much better. Yeah.
Okay. I think I'm actually connected to this microphone. For anyone who's seen other episodes of ours, I had some serious issues a couple episodes ago, and it looks like I'm back to the way things should be.
It's been a journey.
It has been a journey. And boy, that's quite the movie experience you had there, my friend.
It's so funny. It makes me laugh every time I think about it, and I'm glad I got to tell apparently the entire world about it. All I'm saying is that if you're a mom and you're having a hard time, you could take your kids to go see a 40X movie, and I bet it'll make you feel better. Unless you get like motion sick or something, and then probably not. But just consider it self-care. Um,
Would it be
so
horrible
yeah,
if someone had that experience while they were watching like Oppenheimer or something, which you would think would not be a stimulating
like
kind of
during the
movie?
explosion.
Yeah.
The thing is it's not like I am thinking about it. I'm so logical. I'm like, well, that explosion doesn't last long enough. Like the thing that made it way more obvious for Sonic was it was every single time that little bitch ran. And that's the whole movie. Because
That
it's not
movie
like
does
it's a
look like
very
fun. I
it's
mean,
not like yeah, it's very fun. It's not like it's a very intense vibration. It's just the longevity of it?
I can imagine. Yeah.
It's a washing machine or a dryer for the modern age.
When we started this part of the conversation, I had no idea it was going to go down those kinds of roads, and
I'm always here to surprise and delight.
you are, my friend. You are.
So the Grinch,
So the
you've
Grinch.
already you've already enjoyed many a surprise with the candy cigarettes and the
Yeah,
vibrating
and
chairs. And in a much less sexual
you
note,
should have
we'll
had a
bring it
candy
back.
cigarette after you saw that movie.
Should have had a real one, my God.
Yeah, wow, yeah.
Um, Also 40X does make it difficult to eat popcorn, just so you guys know,
I
because you're a little
I
bit
would
like
think so, yeah.
um like I'd be worried to have a straw. Uh because if it bumps you and you might like hit the roof of your mouth or something,
Oh, yeah, that would suck, yeah.
it would suck. I saw that someone did impale themselves on one of their metal reusable straws, like a few years back.
Oh, wow, see, that's
I
why,
know.
plastic's okay, yeah. No,
No.
I'm kidding, that yeah, plastic bad.
Yeah. We love the turtles. Um, anyway, so that's the setup for the movie, right? It's a Ron Howard joint. It's got Christine Baranski in it. Do you know who Christine
Oh, I
Baranski is?
love Christine Baranski, she's
Of
fantastic
course.
actress.
She's amazing. She's so talented and she's so beautiful. If
She
you're
is.
someone who doesn't know Christine Baranski, she's one of Meryl Streep's friends in the Mamma Mia movie,
Mhm, she's
and
great in
she's
those.
in The Good Wife as one of the like main what's it called when a lawyer also owns a partner? She's one of the main
Yeah,
partners in the firm for the law firm in The Good Wife,
and The Good Fight.
and
Right.
The Good Fight. I didn't see The Good Fight. I
Oh,
only
okay.
saw The Good Wife, and I
I never
didn't
saw The
see
Good
all of
Wife,
it.
but I saw some of The Good Fight, and she's
Oh,
brilliant in
okay.
it. Yeah.
She's brilliant, everything she does. She's in quite a bit. Oh, she's, Leonard's mother in The Big Bang Theory.
Oh my gosh, yeah, that's right. That's
Yeah.
right. And
I
something
think she's
else
a
fairly I mean, she's
classically
done a lot. She's a
she's
great
done so
actress.
much. We're not she's an older woman, like, I think she's in her 60s, so we can't name her whole filmography because
Yeah.
it's expansive. But she's also done like, I'm pretty sure she's a classically trained, vocalist.
I think you're right.
Yeah. Um And she's awesome. She's so, so pretty and she's cool, and, I don't remember who it was, but I know I saw a clip of her on the Graham Norton show where she's talking about how some famous actors named his penis the great Christine Baranski, and I think that's hilarious, and it's funnier that she knows that.
Oh my gosh.
Um,
Graham Norton,
and so
fantastic.
yeah, I love it. So
He's
now
great.
I'm just gonna tell you everything that happens in the movies, and you're gonna have to deal with a spoiler because this movie is like 25 years old, and also I gave you 3 weeks to watch it.
Yeah, and it's what, about some disgruntled Amish family and a chainsaw? Aren't those elements of the movie or
Absolutely. This movie is specifically about the Amish and how they make their weird fireplaces. You want me
love
to not
love
go with the
love you
bit?
Amish people who aren't watching.
Oh, shoot. We're not punching down. We're punching sideways. Um, so obviously, this is How the Grinch Stole Christmas. I call it The Grinch. I'm gonna keep calling it The Grinch because it's easier and we all know what I mean.
Right.
And it
Did they
is an
both share the same
adaptation.
title? Is the movie The Grinch and the TV show is The Grinch Who Stole Christmas, or is it the
Well, the
same?
movie is How the Grinch Stole Christmas.
Oh, how that's it. How the Grinch Stole Christmas. Okay,
Yeah.
sorry. Please continue.
Um, so this is obviously an adaptation off of the Dr. Seuss book um, of the same name, I believe.
I believe so.
And we know what the Grinch is. He's like the little green thing, like a little green creature who's humanoid. And in the movie, basically what happened is when the storks are delivering babies, his little umbrella, like that the storks are holding, or maybe there's no storks. It's like little umbrellas with a baby basket underneath.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
And it bumps one of the Whovillian umbrellas. And so they end up going in opposite paths of each other, which is how he ends up in Whoville versus wherever he was going to go. I think they're called bumbarellas, the little baby
Oh, I love
basket
that.
bumbarellas.
I love that.
And he lands at what I can only assume is a lesbian estate because it's two women who raise him. But this is a little bit before we just say that people are lesbians in cinema. Pretty sure they are though. And they're having a swingers Christmas party. I'm not joking. That is absolutely what happens. Like you see a bowl full of keys type
Oh wow.
situation.
Are you serious?
Yeah. Yes, I am serious.
Is Christine Baranski one of these ladies?
No, because Christine Baran's no. This
Okay.
is who raises the Grinch.
Oh,
So
okay. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
basically he gets set off course and he lands at their house. And so they open the door and they're like, "Oh, our baby." And he's a little green thing at that point too. But they raise him just like any other baby would be raised. And he's going to school. And while he's in school, he falls in love with a girl named Martha May Huvier. I cannot believe I remember all of this.
Very, very impressive.
And Martha May Huvier is who grows up to be Christine Baranski's character.
Oh, okay.
And so he's in love with Martha May Huvier as a child, and then the guy who ends up being the mayor is like the school bully to him, and they bully him because he's green, but also because he's 6 years old and he already has a beard. And so like he tries to like shave his face and he gets it all cut up and stuff. And so he has to go to school with like toilet paper on all of his cuts. And
Ah,
um he really likes Martha May, who's the most popular, prettiest girl in school. And he makes her a little Christmas ornament because he used to love Christmas. So he makes her a little Christmas ornament with like broken glass from beer bottles and stuff, but all the different colors and like uses little things and it comes together and it looks like a little tree. And then the kids all make fun of him and they break it before he can give it to her. And that's when he like runs off and goes and lives on the mountain.
oh, okay.
That's when he leaves. So he's
Okay.
kind of little at that point. And
I
the
had no
reason we
idea
get
he
this,
had such a backstory. Wow.
yeah, I don't think he did in the Dr. Seuss book,
I was
but
going
he
to
does
say, I
here.
didn't think so. I should see
No.
this now.
But the thing is so the main story is obviously about the Grinch and about his friendship with Cindy Lou Who. And Cindy Lou Who is played by Taylor Momsen, who others may know as one of the sisters. I think she's Serena Vanderwoodsen's sister in Gossip Girl, but she's also the front liner for headliner. No, the front person in a band,
Oh, okay. I know the
frontman,
name. Yeah.
for the Pretty Reckless.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So she
Wow.
hasn't been acting since Gossip Girl, but she did Cindy Lou Who when she was like 6 or 7. She's adorable. And basically, the story is about Cindy Lou, who's having a hard time with Christmas this year because Whoville is like Christmas central. Everything revolves around Christmas. It's huge. The whole town does everything. They're singing and dancing and, the roast beast, which I find adorable, which is, basically their Christmas ham or turkey, whatever you prefer, or tofu. We're not judging here.
No,
We're not
we
eating
don't
at your house,
judge.
but we're not judging.
No.
um, and so her problem is I think she's probably around 7 years old or something. And her thing is that she's tired of the rampant consumerism, basically, of the Christmas holiday.
Okay.
And she doesn't feel the spirit of Christmas this year because to her it's just about gifts and outdoing people. And her mother, who's Molly Shannon.
Oh, love
Um,
Molly Shannon.
Everyone loves Molly Shannon. Watch the damn movie. And so her mother is very competitive with her neighbor, Martha May Huvier.
Oh,
And Martha May happens to be dating the mayor, who's the bully from when we were kids.
okay.
Um, and so that's why Cindy Lou kind of gets in with the Grinch. The Grinch lives up on like the dumpster trash mountain and he collects trash and like makes his whole house. And he's got like some of the best lines, like
Excuse
when
me.
he's yelling in his own cave and it's echoing back and forth. And he goes, at one point, he's like yelling. So it sounds like he's having a conversation like, hello, hello, how are you? How are you? Back and forth. And at one point, he goes, I'm an idiot. And the echo goes, you're an idiot.
Oh, that's hilarious.
It's so good because at one point he gets invited to a party and he's trying stuff on and he's like, "Ooh, yes. Oh, that's it. I'm not going." And it's just like every introvert ever is like, we feel that into our soul." Um, Teenagers like to go like ding dong ditch his house, and then they'll fall into like traps and stuff that throw them out into a trash chute and things like that. So it's really funny. Um, and we've got Max the dog, his little sidekick.
I remember Max the dog from the animated.
Yes, he's there again, he's adorable, and he talks to Max, the whole time, um and so I don't remember why specifically, but basically the Grinch goes into town because he needs something and he runs into Cindy Lou who is not scared of him when she meets him and she's like, "Look at you. Your cheeks are so rosy." And like she's very sweet with him and he's like, "What the hell?" And then he wraps her up like a present and puts a bow on her and throws her into the mail and leaves. But at that point, that's when she like becomes interested and she tries to hang out with him. And that's when she gets his backstory of like being bullied and he goes and lives on the mountain. And then um she starts trying to hang out with him and everyone's like, "We don't mess with the Grinch. We leave him alone." Blah blah blah. And she's like, "I think if Christmas is for everyone, that includes the Grinch." And so she's trying really hard to get him to get to be a part of the festivities. And a big part of that is her wanting to feel Christmas spirit in some way as well. Um, so she brings him down and they're being really nice to him and celebrating him and doing all these cute things and they're going to make him like the Christmas Who of the year or something like that.
Oh, okay.
And Martha May Whovier is there and he's just like, "Hello, Martha May." And she's like, "Oh, hello," like all flirty and stuff. Christine Baranski is wearing the sexiest costume for this children's movie. It is like it is low cut, like it's a French maid's lingerie set, but in Santa colors basically for some of it.
Wow.
It's so funny,
This
but
sounds
in a
really
good way.
good.
Like, she looks
Why didn't you
great,
why
but
didn't you tell me about this before? This is really good.
oh, is this what would have done it for you to watch
No, I
it?
wasn't saying because of Christine Baranski dressing sexy. I'm just saying it just sounds good.
I told you it was very good.
I
I'm only
know. I'm
telling you all the
teasing.
details now because you haven't seen it. Um, so, it's got that message of like Christmas isn't supposed to just be about the gifts and outdoing this person and having the best lights and eating the best food because you have it better than someone else. It's supposed to be about love and community and family and coming together and taking
Exactly.
care
It
of
is supposed to
everyone.
be those things.
And that's what Cindy Lou Who's thing is she's like, if we care about everyone, we care about the Grinch. And everyone is on board and he's having a great time. Like he shows up and they're having fun and Max is there and he just barks sometimes and it's wonderful because he's a dog and he's adorable. And then the mayor, being the jerk that he is like, and we got you a gift. And it's at the end
Oh
of this
boy.
really great parade where they let him like eat all of these puddings and do taste tests and like wear crazy sweaters and stuff like that. My outfit from the first episode would have been perfect for this as well, but um and so he hands him the gift and he opens it and it's a razor,
Ah,
which is, obviously the
right.
last thing he tried to use before he went and ran away. And
Wow.
then the mayor makes a joke and starts laughing. And so the townspeople start good naturedly laughing, not understanding this like childhood trauma. which the mayor is obviously aware of because he's who inflicted it
Yeah. Oh,
20
what a
plus years ago.
jerk.
Total jerk.
Wow.
Um, and then he tries to like propose to Martha May, the mayor does, and she's just like, "Oh, and this is when the Grinch goes back to his mountain and he's like, "Get away from me, Cindy Lou," and he's super pissy about it. And she's heartbroken and he goes up there and that's when he puts together his sled to steal Christmas from everyone.
Oh, okay.
And so
Wow.
that's why he steals Christmas as well.
Ah, wow.
And he's successful and Max is not happy with him, but he's able to get everything back up the mountain and he's like, "Good. What are you going to do without your presents and your roast beast and your lights and all?" He takes it all. There's no cheer left in the town. He's like, "You what are you going to do?" And then Cindy everyone's panicking and they're freaking out and they're all upset and then Cindy Lou goes, "Isn't the spirit of Christmas being with each other and singing and, you know, all of this?" And they're like, "You're right." And so they all start singing, um, which I feel like I could say some of the words. I don't think they're in English, but it's like da hu dore, like something like that, like welcome Christmas, Christmas Day. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's it. um, it's really
You
cute, but
sounded good
because
there.
yeah, but it's really cute because the whole town starts singing. So it's loud enough that he can hear it at the top of the mountain. And he's just like, "Why are they singing? Why are they okay?" Like I took
Wow.
all of their stuff and they should be upset. And then he realizes that Christmas isn't supposed to be about stuff. It's being with people that you love and care about. And now he's able to recognize that he loves and cares for Cindy Lou Who, and he's always loved Martha May Whovier. And so him and Max figure out how to get the sled back into town, and they land, right in town square. And the mayor's all like, "Rah, you Grinch, blah blah blah." And then, and then Martha May's like, "Oh, shut up." And then he gets everyone their presents back, and he gets Martha May, which is wonderful. And Cindy Lou's faith in Christmas and the Christmas spirit is restored, and it all goes swimmingly.
It really sounds good.
It's
It's
really
I kinda
good.
wanna see this now, I'm not kidding. Not kinda, I
Yeah.
do wanna see it. Hey, question
It's
for
one
you, you might have said this earlier, but
of uh
when he is a child, does he have an do we know his name, or is he always just the Grinch?
yeah, I think they always call him that.
Oh, okay, I didn't know if he would before, he became the grumpy guy living far away, if he
Well,
was
here's something I had a question about, and I should have looked it up. But I was gonna say this. Is the Grinch not just a term that Dr. Seuss created and now we have it synonymous with someone who's crotchety about Christmas?
Yeah, I don't know.
Because if he just names him the Grinch and now it's kind of like Kleenex, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it's a good
So
question.
I think that that's his name.
Right. Ah, okay. How about that? That's pretty cool. I wanna see this, that
I'm
actually
not
sounds
sure
fantastic.
it is really good, and obviously with, like, swingers jokes and Christine Baranski and some of the other stuff, there is humor for adults, and I didn't recognize that as a child.
Mhm.
I remember thinking, "That's crazy. How are you gonna find your keys?" Like, as a kid. But it's one of those things where you watch it as a kid and you love it because of the lights and the comedy and the dog, and you're a little girl
Yeah.
too. I was, at least. You maybe less of a little girl than me. Um
It's likely. Yeah.
yeah, but, as an adult,
Yes.
now I watch it and it's like, "Oh, funny little adult jokes and humor, but also the nostalgia and the sweetness and, the spirit of Christmas." And Jim Carrey's done quite a few Christmassy films, like, he also did, the Charles Dickens, the what the
Oh,
no,
of course,
A Christmas Carol.
oh, he did?
Yeah, he plays Scrooge in A Christmas Carol.
Oh, wow. Now is that an animated or it's
It
a
is.
Oh, okay. Wow. Now that you're saying it, I do remember seeing
I'm
that
not convinced that you are a
advertisement.
pop culture person anymore.
Well, I don't know what to say.
Ah.
Love Ron Howard. I'm sure he did a fantastic job on it. He's been a favorite of mine forever. He's a
He's
great director.
wonderful. I
Yeah.
wonder if Bryce Dallas Howard appears at some point as a little kid, like as a Who. I
Oh,
think she does. I think she makes a Who cameo.
now I can't remember if you said this, but do you know? Do you know offhand what year this came out?
I don't know offhand.
Oh,
I
okay.
feel like I can just Google it.
Well, it's not the end of the world if we don't find out. But...
Well, because I did look it up. It's 2000.
Oh, it's that old. Okay. Wow, I
Yeah.
didn't realize it was quite that old.
Well, that's what I was saying. I
Yeah,
watched it as a
as a
child.
yeah.
That's why I had pulled it up in between, for this episode. So it was already there. I didn't even have to type anything.
Nice. Well,
So it's coming
I
up on
really
its
want to see
25th
this now.
anniversary then.
Wow. Wow. How about that? Yeah, I bet it's great. And I've always loved Jim Carrey. I mean, like a lot of people, I was a fan of his even before he became a household name because he was on an obscure, short-lived TV series in the
In
early,
living color?
no, before that. He was in a short-lived thing called The Duck Factory, where he was an animator in this, and it was a short-lived sitcom, but it was very, very quirky. It might have lasted maybe 10 episodes, but I liked him then. And then a few years later, he went on to be on In Living Color, which he was just brilliant on there.
And he's also like he was the only white person on In Living Color. Like, I think
Yeah,
that's
for a while,
amazing.
and then later they added some, but then he became like the big smash out star. Obviously, you had so many talented people in there, but
Yeah.
yeah, his career just went through the roof, and yeah, he's
You
he's
know what
brilliant.
I've never seen that he's done that I wanted to, but I also know it'll be terrible is Once Bitten, the vampire movie
Oh,
that he did.
that yeah, and that was before I think even in Living Color, he was in
Mhm.
that, and had a couple of small things. Like, did you ever see Earth Girls Are Easy?
I have.
Oh, okay. I think that was before in Living Color too. And he was one of the aliens in
He did
that.
it.
Yeah, him and Damon
He did
Wayans, I believe.
a few things.
Yeah, he did a few things, but yeah, that was well. Wait, but there was another one we just mentioned, wasn't there? Well, Earth Girls Are Easy.
I said Once Bitten.
Oh, Once Bitten, yeah. I haven't seen it in a long time. It's a good one. It's silly. It's not gonna, you're not gonna see it and be like, oh, that should have won the Oscar that year. But it had some funny moments in it.
You know what Jim Carrey I like that no one else seems to like is the Cable Guy.
Yeah, I like the Cable Guy. I didn't love the Cable Guy like some people do. Doesn't seem to be a lot of middle ground with the Cable Guy. You're right. A
Yeah.
lot of people hate that. But then
Mhm.
you know who directed that? Ben Stiller. It was one of the first things that he directed.
You know what? It feels like Ben Stiller.
Yeah, it's got it's got darkness. It's kind of quirky.
It has like a dodgeball Zoolander vibe.
Yes, yes. But yeah, he was really good in that. And Carrie is good in roles that are a bit dramatic too. I
He's
mean,
good in
he's.
everything he does. He can do whatever he wants.
Did you see that short-lived TV show he had where he was the host of like a children's show?
Yes. Yes, I did.
I forget what.
Kidding.
Kidding. Yeah, I watched the first. I never saw the second season of it, but the first season, I mean, he was fantastic in it, and that's another one too. It was pretty twisted.
Yeah, so I think it got canceled because of
Yeah.
COVID.
Oh, is that right? Okay.
Because it was left on a cliffhanger. Yeah, of course I watched it.
Yeah.
I'm not kidding.
You love him.
He is my favorite. He's my
Wow.
absolute
He is
he
fantastic.
means everything to me. Like, I hope I get to meet him one day. I'd love to meet Tom Hanks, but like meeting Jim Carrey would be it's meeting Jim Carrey and it's like seeing an orca in real life in the wild. Those two things are like top of my list to get to do.
Wow. Wow. Yeah, he's so wonderful. And like you said, Tom Hanks, boy, he's another favorite of mine too.
Yeah, but
Wow. Well,
not in the
you got
Polar Express. That movie's weird.
I'm gonna watch it soon, just because I've been hearing about it forever. But
It's just the animation style is not for me. It's almost like animation that still somehow triggers the uncanny valley feeling, and so I just feel uneasy the whole time watching it.
well, and I think the animation too, from what I saw of it in previews, didn't appeal to me. Yeah, I
Mm-mm.
thought it seemed kind of odd, and you know me, I'm like you, I'm a fan of odd in a lot of circumstances. But for this, it just seemed like something that I was not going to enjoy.
Yeah, I just The story is fine. The songs are great. They have, like, a hot chocolate song, which is really cute. I've been on the Polar Express, which is just like a train that they were doing. Because I used to live in Colorado, obviously,
Oh
and
yeah,
when I was
yeah.
a kid, I lived in Durango, Colorado, and Durango has the DNS and RNG, which is, like, the Durango Silverton Narrow Gauge Railroad, which is an old-timey railroad that has been around since the, like, gold mining times, and Silverton is a gold mining town.
Oh, okay,
And
fascinating.
so they have the train that goes between Durango and Silverton, which is a 1-hour drive or like a 6-hour train ride. However, this train takes you through the Rocky Mountains.
Oh,
Like
wow.
no roads, nothing. It's through the mountains, so you're just covered in trees and moose or elk or not moose, elk. You know, it's wildlife and it's beautiful. And DS and RNG will sometimes do they'll do holiday things, and so they've done the Polar Express. Now in the
Oh,
winter, they
wow.
can't make it to Silverton because there's so much snow, so you stop at, like, Cascade Canyon, I believe. It's one of the first times I ever saw snow. It's the first time I took a train was for my, 9th or 10th birthday. That's what
Oh,
we did
wow.
for my birthday. I still lived in Texas at the time, and we were there for the holidays. We stayed at oof, I'm trying to remember the name. It's a hotel that's, like, haunted in Durango, Colorado.
Oh,
Um,
wow.
it's not the Stanley because that's in Estes, which I've also been to, but it's something like the Slater or something like that. Um, and then we did the train for my birthday, and some of it, it's an old train. It's like when they were still luxurious and stuff, and you've got the panoramic windows, and some of them have, like, the panoramic roof, and then they did the Polar Express one, and all the kids got, like, hot chocolate and stuff. It's really
Wow.
wonderful.
Oh, I
The
bet it
movie is
was. It sounds
not
wonderful.
fun. Yeah. Like, the movie I could listen to and be fine, but it's the visuals that just
Well, tell you what,
unset
I'm going to make
me.
it a point to watch The Grinch long before I watch The Polar Express,
Well,
because
I would hope
you've got
so.
me excited about The Grinch now.
It's fun.
It sounds like
Polar
it.
You know what Polar Express I think it's the teeth. The teeth
Oh,
are what creeps me out.
oh, okay.
Yeah.
Now, I mean, I was intrigued. I'm getting less intrigued the more you talk about it. But I don't know. I'll watch it at some point. But yeah, now you've got me really excited, not only to watch The Grinch, but to rewatch some Jim Carrey movies that I haven't seen in a
Oh.
long time.
What do you
And
think is your favorite Jim Carrey film, so ignore
yeah,
TV shows.
yes. I have to say, I'm a big fan of the first Dumb and Dumber. I think that is ridiculous, but him and Jeff Daniels together in that, it
Oh, when he
cracked me.
when
I
he
went to the theaters to see
duct
that.
tapes
I
his
remember,
bird's head back on.
what's that?
He duct tapes that bird's head back on.
Now, I didn't see the sequel to that. I kind of didn't want to because it seemed like I heard the plot. I'm like, I'm just going to stick with my memories of the first one. But
Yep.
I love that. One that I really want to watch again, I've only seen it twice that I can recall, was The Truman Show. I haven't seen that in the longest time.
The
I
Truman
lo-
Show is so
I
good.
love
Oh,
it.
it's so good.
Yeah. What we know what's funny is when I first saw another movie we're going to be talking about soon, Love Actually, I
Mhm.
actually had a problem with Laura Linney because of her character in the Truman Show. I just, she's so horrible in the Truman Show. I mean, she's a good actress. She does a good performance in it, but I'm saying her character so I struggled with Laura Linney for a while. Not just even in Love Actually, but probably multiple things. But yeah, the Truman Show was great. And
Oh
that was
god.
another Ron Howard thing, wasn't it?
I'm not sure. I'm not awesome with directors.
Okay, yeah, I get a little confused on that, but that'd be interesting
Yeah.
to find out. How about
I
you? Do you
I
have a favorite?
No possible way that I could say a
I
favorite.
was
Like,
gonna
is it
say
Ace
it's tough when you
Ventura?
talk about your favorite actors or
Yeah.
actresses.
Is it Ace Ventura? Yes. But is it also The Truman Show? Yes. Is it Liar Liar? Yes. Is it Dumb and Dumber? Yes. You know?
Yeah. Any that maybe lean towards a disappointment to you that you really just didn't care for that you've seen?
The problem is like I haven't seen I Love You, Philip Morris.
Oh, okay. I have not seen that either.
I don't know if there's anything else that he's done that I haven't seen.
Gotcha.
Like I liked Yes Man. Is it as good as, like, his early '90s stuff? No, but I'm not disappointed by it. I liked Fun with Dick and Jane.
I liked Fun with Dick and Jane.
Yeah.
And I also
That
liked what was it? Me, Myself, and
Me,
Irene.
Myself, and Irene. A lot
Yeah,
of people don't like that movie.
that's why I brought it up. Yeah, I thought it was
Yeah.
better than it gets credit for sometimes.
Like, I like The Cable Guy. Like,
Yeah,
no, that's Ace Ventura: When Nature Calls. No, no.
yeah.
There's
And even
nothing
if there's
where
been some that I've seen where maybe I didn't love the film so much, I can never say I've seen him give a bad performance. He is always just so on.
yeah, he's
Yeah,
wonderful.
he is wonderful.
It's just one of those things where, like, I don't know, if I'm having a hard time, like, if I can think about it, I should just put something of his on, and it'll
Yeah,
make me feel better. Cause like,
yeah.
I'm beaming right now just being like, "Oh,
I
yeah.
I know
Hey,
you are.
Dad."
It's wonderful.
Yeah, he's great. I have an autographed Jim Carrey, picture that I keep safe in my room. I don't know if it's completely authentic, but I've had it for 16 years now at this
Oh,
point.
wow. Oh,
So it's
that's
not like
great.
this is a new thing. I've loved Jim Carrey from childhood, and hopefully he doesn't do anything that changes that.
Yeah. One big regret I have is in the early days of In Living Color, that's when he was still doing stand up.
Yeah.
And I had tickets to see him here in Wilmington, Delaware.
What?
I had tickets to see him. Unfortunately, right after I got these tickets, I used to act myself in like local theater and stuff. I got cast in
Uh-huh.
a play, and one of the nights we were running was the same night for Jim Carrey, so I had to like give my ticket away to someone. And
Oh my god.
while I enjoyed being in that play, it still kills me that I didn't go see him because they were great seats. It was this beautiful theater that's actually like a mile away from where I live now in Wilmington. And I still regret that I did not get to see him live. My best friend went and he still raves about it, like almost 30 years later.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I get it. I get being like, I have to do this. This is my vocation.
Yeah.
I have a show. I think he would respect that too, but
Oh,
oh
yeah.
my god, I can't comfort you past that. Like, maybe don't regret it because you can't change it, but my god.
I know. I know. Like I said, I still regret it because, oh my God, I just think of how he was back then when he was just like, it was like, like the In Living Keller kind of stuff. He was doing like those bits from the show. And yeah,
Was it being
exactly.
like Fireman Bob or whatever?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah. And he was just, well, he's always been great.
Yeah.
And I'm going to watch The Grinch like as soon as it's available now on one of my streaming services.
You know what else you should consider? Did you ever watch the Netflix documentary about, me and Andy Kaufman? Me and Andy?
No.
I know you have Netflix, and it's a Netflix documentary, so it will be on there, and it's about how he lost himself becoming Andy Kaufman
I have.
for Man in the Moon.
Okay, wow. Yeah, I had read that he had lost himself while doing that, where I think he didn't even want to be. He wasn't when he was on set. He was Andy Kaufman.
It
Am I
was
right
enough
in that?
that Andy Kaufman's daughter went to go meet him while in character because it felt like her dad was there.
Wow, wow.
So absolutely, I recommend watching that documentary.
Oh, thank you. I'll
It's
check
really
that out.
beautiful. I know that Jim Carrey has a really hard time with, like, you know, his persona and how he has been all that, like, wild and like, and he's like, it's not, the real me, or he feels like it's another guy who takes over and all of that stuff. And so
Yeah,
it's hard to be like, no, that's what we want out of you. For me, whatever he does, I've been happy with.
yeah. Me too.
Like,
You can tell that he puts himself all the way into his roles.
yeah, and so it's understandable that he's like, I'm tired. This
Yeah,
is exhausting. And it's like, I understand and I respect you, and I won't ask for anything more because you've already given us so much.
yeah, exactly. And you look at the time frame that we have been discussing. I mean, he's been doing stuff, for going back into the 80s,
Hmm.
so almost.
Late 80s.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. So yeah, thank you for all of that, Jim. And I'm sorry I haven't watched The Grinch yet. I'll take care of that.
Yeah. He ripped cigs for you, man. You gotta give him respect.
And I
Oh my
enjoyed
god.
your candy cigarette thing there
My
and your
candy
other
cigarette.
other things that you have shared with us today.
All Jim Carrey specific though. Yeah. no way in the world I could ever not love Jim Carrey. Hopefully that remains. Hopefully I get to meet him
That would be
one
wonderful.
day. That would be so amazing.
Well, maybe
I
he's
will try.
watching us right now, and it'll happen.
Yeah. Are you one of my 12 viewers? If that was the case, I would lose it. I would lose it for one, because that means he heard the Sonic the Hedgehog story, which is embarrassing.
Maybe him and Tom Hanks get together to watch your show. Maybe it's something they
That would
do.
be crazy. If you guys are watching, if I ever get married, will you guys walk me down the aisle? Because you're my TV dad. Okay, let's wrap it up at that,
Okay,
because
that
I'm
seems
only
like a
gonna
good
get
place to wrap it
weirder.
up. Okay, well, this was a blast, seriously.
Bye, babes. Thank you so much. This is the last full, true episode of the year, of the season. We're ending it on the 50th, which is today, but we do have a bonus episode coming for you next week, and that is on Love Actually. I just don't want to give it a number because I hate that movie.
Oh, it's going to be a fun show.
It'll be great.
It'll be great.
See you
Okay,
next
bye,
week.
babes.